At night at home was shattered when a stray bullet pierced the window of a West Philadelphia home. A man turning into the night was shot. Action News reporter Bob Brooks is live for us now at Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Bob, you spoke with that victim. How's he doing?
Okay, so just on Thanksgiving, we had the young hombrito man having Thanksgiving dinner with his family, struck down from a bullet fired over a mile away. Listen, man. These are these neighborhoods, man. These guys, they don't care. I think the average person wants to believe that, it's got to be some reason. It's got to be, it's got to be something. Got to be, this or poverty or, not enough of this and too little of that. And it's got to be something. These guys can't be this callous and indifferent to the life of people that they don't know. It's one thing that the savagery they show the people that they're actually targeting. It's another thing to just wanton indifference to the lives of people that just may be around. And unfortunately, man, and I get that sentiment. I don't get all the super wokeness and the grandstanding and the virtue signaling, but I get to a degree these guys can't be this evil. It's got to be something else at play. No, they're that evil. They don't care. They don't care. And it doesn't keep them up at night. They're not tossing and turning. The guy who did this, if he heard about this, if he's watching the news and he sees that this story that he knows, oh yeah, we were shooting over there. He ain't gonna lose a moment. It may be funny, but he's not gonna lose a wink over this. They don't care.
Yes, sir, I did. Wow, this was a really close call, and I think more than anything, this victim is just happy he's still alive. His arm is in a sling this Christmas Eve and will be for the foreseeable future. The victim of last night's shooting in West Philadelphia didn't want to be identified, but says his road to recovery will take quite a bit of time.
Broken bones, 2 bullets in the back.
He was shot last night just after 9:30 while simply sitting in his home in the 200 block of North 62nd Street in West Philadelphia.
Watching TV. I was in night clothes, man. Watching TV in slippers. Just minding my business, man.
Police.
And even look at the way this brother talks about it. He lives in that city. He knows what's going on in this city of Philadelphia. He probably feels lucky and fortunate. This is supposed to happen to you, and you're supposed to feel like the unluckiest bastard that ever walked the face of the earth. In Philadelphia, you feel lucky. He's still alive. He's able to stand. But it's people don't know about the rehab, the trauma, the surgeries, the medication he's going to have to be on. He's probably hopped up on medication right now. Probably can't work his job. Probably going to be on some kind of government assistance while he recuperates. They destroy lives, man. They don't care.
Police say stray bullets flew in through his window from the street, and you'll notice the window is on the side of the home. You can see where one of the bullets first pierced the window screen, and then the window itself in another spot, clearly flying in on an angle.
All in all, I'm just happy to be alive, I'm grateful for the police officer that rushed me to the hospital so fast.
I like this brother, man. I hope this brother gets heals up quick. If this brother had a GoFundMe, I would share it. he thanked the police officer. It's called a scoop and run. They do this a lot in Philadelphia, where they show up on the scene. Of course, usually cops show up on the scene. They may do some first aid, or they may just wait for the EMTs to get there. But they realize that a lot of people die in that interim between the police showing up and the EMTs getting there. So what they do now, and they've been doing for years in Philadelphia, is just scooping the guys up, putting them in the back of the squad car, and speeding to the nearest hospital. And they've saved so many lives in Philadelphia. They've saved so many lives that you could not imagine that people would have ever approached. You would think that if during Floyd and all that crap, that the people of Philadelphia were like, oh, that's messed up, but we love our cops. You would have thought that they saved so many lives with this scoop and run stuff. You would have thought the people would have been like, but you know, they don't have any character. Some people just don't have to. We lack character. We wave riders. Whatever the wave is, we jump on it. I wouldn't say we lack character. I said we're wave riders. We're get-wits. That's what they used to call it back in the day in D.C. You a get-wit. Some people are get-wits. The people of Philadelphia, when all that ruckus about Floyd and the brutality, they should have said, oh, nah, we don't have that problem. Our cops save hundreds of people's lives. Yeah, we got 500 murders, yada, 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 but it would be more. Our cops save, because this is not a nationwide philosophy, this scoop and run thing. This is not something they do everywhere. Other cities are starting to pick it up, but Philadelphia, Chicago does it some, but Philadelphia is like, it's part of their like protocol. Scoop and run. Saved countless of lives. The murder rate would probably be, they probably would have 700 murders this year if it wasn't for the scoop and runs. So I salute this brother. And I'll take him as speaking for the people, man, because a lot of people, like I said, they get wits in the Sun community. Were just get wits. What's the new wave? Oh, they against the police? Or they some crackhead got killed somewhere? All right, we hate the police now. Oh, some Karen cussed out a sister in a Walmart in a city somewhere in the middle of nowhere I never heard of. All right, racism is everywhere. We activists against racism today. We just wave. We don't have any like center. We don't have a center of balance. We just so salute to this guy for not wave ride, not being a get wit, and he had to experience it though. He's fresh. He experienced it last night, so that has to have something. Like it ain't like this. If this would have happened 2 weeks ago, he might have already been back on defund the police. All cops are bastards and all that crap. But since it happened last night, it's fresh in his mind. Salute to this brother, man.
Oh no, I'm just happy to be alive, and grateful for the police officer that rushed me to the hospital so fast.
The victim also says he's not from Philadelphia, but has never seen such violence like he has here before.
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, man, from where Bloods and Crips come from, and this is here. It's like even crazier, man. Like they dying over colors down there, but over here, it's just reckless nonsense, violence.
And with the
you have to let that sink in. This brother's from St. Louis. And we all know about St. Louis. Sister DA, sister mayor. Brother police chief. Need I say more? Very dangerous place. I mean, brutal place. Extremely brutal place. Like medieval type, just death. And this brother, and listen, before this year, a lot of places had St. Louis as the most dangerous city in the country. St. Louis and Baltimore, they go back to back. They were going back and forth for a few years. Now it's Philly. You know, everybody's thinking Chicago. No, St. Louis has 600,000 people. Philly has 1.5 million. Chicago has 3 million. Go look at the numbers. The rates are higher in those other cities. Baltimore has 650,000. Much higher, much more dangerous cities than Chicago. But for this brother to say he's from St. Louis and Philly he's never seen nothing like that, and Philly is just, that's not good, Philly. Okay? It's not good.
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, man, from where Bloods and Crips come from, and this is here. It's like even crazier, man. Like they dying over colors down there, but over here, it's just reckless nonsense, violence.
And with the homicide record being set in the city this year, he hopes 2022 can be different.
People just need to practice more love, man. Just, be better towards each other. You know, that's all I really could say, man. You know, people just need to put these guns down and try to get themselves together out here, man, because gun violence is not where it's at, man, at all.
Now, Sarah, at this point, no word of any arrest, but police say out at the scene in West Philadelphia in total, they found 11 spent shell casings coming from a rifle. For now, reporting live outside police headquarters, Bob Brooks, Channel 6, Action News. Sarah.
Such wise words from that victim there. Thank you.
Also, just days after Christmas, a family in Algiers is planning a 7-year-old girl's funeral. Dylan Burton was shot and killed last night while sitting in the back seat of her mom's car. And police still need your help finding her killer, as neighbors are angry and they're worried for their own lives. WDSU's Harrison Golden live in Algiers. You spoke with one of the relatives. Harrison.
This stuff makes me mad, man. Like, I'm pissed. And the dude, we got to stop this stray bullet and accidental shoot. No. When you shooting wanton and crazy in a densely populated urban center near people's homes, near traffic, and you're doing it all, they need to change that law where, it was this guy, like, when they catch the guy, they'll probably make murder, 2nd degree or 3rd degree or even manslaughter. No, man, you intentionally, when you let them bullets go in public like that, you intentionally killing people because you know you may kill somebody. This stuff makes me angry, man. And don't make a lot of people angry. This doesn't make a lot of people in the Sun community angry. It doesn't. Look at the sister doing the story. She would have been in tears if this was a cop had killed a drunk old Sunman addict somewhere. She'd been in tears, holding back tears. I don't care about this. This doesn't. This makes me mad, man. This little girl sitting in the car and a bullet just comes in straight. She got to be like, Mommy, what's happening? Why is...
So just days after Christmas, a family in Algiers is planning a 7-year-old girl's funeral. Dylan Burton was shot and killed last night while sitting in the back seat of her mom's car. And police still need your help finding her killer, as neighbors are angry and they're worried for their own lives. WDSU's Harrison Golden live in Algiers. You spoke with one of the relatives. Harrison.
Yeah, well, Gina, late this afternoon, we spoke with Dylan Burton's mother. She says, A student, loved to dance, and simply put, she was the light of her life.
We need to find something to do to stop it. It's really safe.
At around 8 p.m. Sunday night, folks near General de Gaulle in Algiers thought they heard fireworks. Not until police arrived did they realize they were gunshots that hit 7-year-old Dylan Burton from her mother's back seat.
An innocent victim, the 7-year-old, what did the 7-year-old could have possibly have done to be a victim of such a heinous crime as this? So.
She didn't do him nothing. She just began her life.
Neighbors we spoke with didn't want their faces or names on camera. They fear retaliation in a city that saw multiple homicides over Christmas weekend.
It's sad. Children can't play around here no more. Not just here, it's all over now.
And it caps off a violent year. The Metropolitan Crime Commission's latest tally out Monday counts 217 homicides in the city so far in 2021. That's up 14% from last year and 84% from 2019.
Look at this. And this is everywhere. This is the trend everywhere. The only difference is the numbers, because different cities have different sizes and, different populations. But whatever the population, it's more murders. If a city had 2 murders the year before, it got 4 this year. If it had 6, then it got 10. If it had 13, now it got 20. Okay? This is And do you want to go to the gun memorial in New Orleans and see who this is? Look at this. Look what this is. We did a story on that girl. She's the actress. We did this story. She was killed, ambushed. Look at it. Look at it. New Orleans. Drew Brees and Mardi Gras, Jazz Festival. Look at it. Man.
And it caps off a violent year. The Metropolitan Crime Commission's latest tally out Monday counts 217 homicides in the city so far in 2021. That's up 14% from last year and 84% from 2019. Statistician Jeff Asher says New Orleans could see more homicides this year than in any year since Hurricane Katrina.
It's high by any standard. It's much higher than it was a few years ago.
And while Asher hopes counting the city's homicides will underscore how severe the violence is,
the goal is a better city.
He admits numbers pale in comparison to lives he calls immeasurable.
Each murder is a life lost, is a resident and a New Orleanian who was needlessly killed.
Now, late this afternoon, Mayor Cantrell and Superintendent Sean Ferguson released this following statement here, a joint statement about Dylan Burton's death. Quote, "We stand in shock over the violence that claimed the life of a 7-year-old child the day after Christmas. It is unbearably tragic. As a city, as a community, we reject this. How often have we said one is too many? This one alone is too much. This child deserved better of us." Meanwhile, the family of 7-year-old Dylan Burton tells me they are planning a balloon release in her honor in the coming days. But if you have any information on this or any of the other homicides from over this weekend, call the Crime Stoppers tip line. That number, 504-822-1111. One more time for you, 504-822-1111. For now, we are live in Algiers. Harrison Golden, WDSU News.